Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 15 Before Live. Here we are, back in action.
I know.
Ready to go.
I
hope everything's going great. It's been we might be a little rusty here, so we'll see how things are going. We'll see if anything falls apart, but that's okay.
That's right.
You know
hey,
know how we do it. We know how we go. Scott's here to tease us. Scott's here to tell us that we're not doing it right, but
I don't believe that.
Good. I think we're all good. So we're glad to have you here this morning, whether you're watching online, you're in the auditorium. Thank you for being here a couple minutes early. This is a show that we like to do where we have some fun, we play some games, we talk with each other, and really just build community with you. So we would love to hear from you. Make sure that you are in the chat on Facebook or YouTube, and we can share it. Let's take that step right now. I'm going on Facebook here, and I'm going to click the share. It's super easy to just go to our page, click the share button. If you're watching this right now, you're on our page. But
invite your whole world to church.
Yeah, your circle.
Social media world.
Oh, there we are. We look good. We look good.
Do we? Okay, awesome. I'm excited you're back, Josh.
Thank you.
Josh took a little break to have a new baby.
Yes.
So that was awesome. Baby Lucy
has been a whirlwind of things, but she's doing really great. She's a wonderful baby, and we're just very, very grateful that everything went smoothly. So thank you for everybody who has supported us, given us meals, just made it so that the process was even easier than it needed to be. Patty, shout out to Patty. She said morning. Glad to have you, Patty, in the chat. And if you're here, let us know. We'd love to talk with you. And again, make sure you share the stream. So glad to be back live. No more pre-recorded. We're just here. If we mess up, we mess up, and that's the fun of live.
That's right.
That's the fun part about it.
Fun. I mean, we're at church. Like, hopefully, they're not gonna kick us out.
Exactly.
Or anything like that.
They say no perfect people allowed.
No perfect people. No perfect live stream.
That's true. That's very true. So we got a question of the day as always, and I just went super simple. Angel. Is first day Angel Fogle-Jack first day in Kid Venture. That's awesome. Glad to have her serving and making a part of it.
It was so nice to meet you earlier.
Yeah,
and we were
great.
All hanging out and chatting.
We love her.
Yeah.
We love it. We love Drew. We love Angel. They're great people. And now let's talk about our question of the day. Okay?
Oh.
So I went super simple because I feel like there's a lot to recap, just with things, and I want to hear from people. How has your summer been? Is there any highlights, anything that's been fun? Because now it's back to school, right?
Yeah.
We're just getting into it. So how's your summer been, Lauren? Let's start with you.
It's been really good. As you know, I'm a teacher, and so I have two young boys, and I live it up in the summer. Like, some teachers are like, I miss the routine and the structure, and that's not my style. I love no routine and no structure. Like, if I wake up in the morning and decide I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese,
wow,
and
you're
that's
just
what
going.
we do. We just go do the things. I don't plan anything.
I'm sure your kids love that.
Oh, they do. Like, it makes them crazy a little bit. I think maybe it makes my husband crazy.
But
for me, I love a little crazy, and it's been a really fun summer because Josh and Ashley had a new baby. Our friend Carla, Beth, and Preston had a new baby. It's just been the summer of babies. We're waiting on two more babies
Blair,
here at church. Blair and
who else am I missing?
Samuel's mom.
Samuel's
I know the little boy's name. I'm not. Anyway, but
we'll get there.
Yes.
It'll come to us.
So it's just been a season of babies here at the church, and so that's really been fun and exciting. And next year we'll have a lot of birthday parties to go to.
Yes, and a lot more kids in Kid Venture. Thank God Angel's going back there because we always need more
Give
people.
Allison a raise.
Yeah, for sure. 100% on volunteer. 100%.
Yes.
But we're just we've had a great summer. Obviously, me with Lucy has taken up we were focused on it for the first half, and then Lucy came, and now we're just getting into the routine of having her and balancing with Elliot. Our 4-year-old. It's been quite. You
can say it's hard.
It's been quite fun and hard. There's so many hard parts about it, but it really is just a season.
So. You're right. You're 100% right. And both of my kids, as you know, are summer babies. And it was really hard to have them in the middle of the summer. It's hot and it's exhausting.
You can't go for a walk. You can't. You don't really want to go anywhere because it's unless it has AC.
Yes. And so it does kind of make this summer a little bit hard to enjoy, at least the weather and stuff like that. But let me give you a little excitement. like Ashley and I actually were talking about this the other day. So Lucy was born right around 4th of July.
Yep.
She's gonna have fireworks for her birthday every year.
It's very true.
That's the best birthday.
That's very true.
That's gonna be so fun. Like she's just a little baby firework. You know, that's so exciting.
Yeah, and you gotta just look at next year. Hey KB, good to see you. I think she wants to go back there so Ashlyn and KB can't get her on stage. Oh yeah, yeah. Angel, we've been trying to get Angel to sing because she can sing. You know, we're trying to get her down there.
Yeah, Angel, come on, join us.
But yeah, welcome KB. Thank you for chatting it up with us, and thank you for being here. We're looking forward to your coming back and singing and everything. But we got it handled so far. So
but yes, I hear you. That new baby life is, especially with a toddler, it's hard.
Not for the weak.
Hard, but it's gonna be great. And you're right, it's a season.
Yeah, and it's like at some point, it's just not gonna happen anymore. Like we're just gonna grow out of it, and then it's gonna be like we're gonna look back and be like, wow, that was a fast time, but it was hard. And
so that's a little bit of the benefit of your second is you've learned to soak it in a little bit. Like I feel like with your first baby, you're so overwhelmed. With your second baby, you've kind of learned to like, okay, this is only gonna last a little while. Like, you know, that kind of thing. So, but I hear you, and that's kind of the stage I'm in. You know, my kids are 5 and 8, and I've realized like, you guys are not babies. What do you mean? Yeah,
and then you're doing things that are then new too. Like there new challenges come.
It's new every day. They're a new kid every day.
It's funny we're talking about this because the topic is parenting for the sermon today.
Oh, that's right.
You know, behind closed doors. Scott's going to talk about parenting, and it is
hard. So hard.
It is quite the journey.
Yes, absolutely.
But we love it, and we're happy. Leslie's
absolutely.
here. Good morning.
Leslie,
They had a baby.
Leslie too.
Oh.
Yeah.
We love babies.
I know, we do.
Well, thank you for being here, and let's talk about what's happening at Forest Park.
absolutely.
Because always a lot of things.
Wars.
Yes.
Sorry.
No.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Next Color Wars is happening. Theodore said this series has been spot on. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you've been enjoying it.
Yeah. Hey, I need to shout out to Opa and Oma this morning. Was this somebody's birthday? I think I saw KB.
Opa's.
Happy birthday.
Yes, absolutely. I think it was yesterday or something.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very happy birthday. What can you give us another message and tell us what's the age? How old now?
Josh.
You know, I mean, come on. We got to know. It's an accomplishment at that point, you know.
You're right.
But let us know. We'd love to hear it. So next Color Wars is tonight, and that is obviously for our 6th to 12th graders. They always have a great time. It's their biggest event of the summer. I know Preston always prepares for it and has all the different color powder, and basically they just get together and throw color at each other.
Yeah, there's like water guns with like I used to volunteer with Next, and it is so fun.
It is.
Like after I did it, speaking of birthdays, after I did that event, I was like, I want this to be my birthday party next year.
Yeah, I got to order some of this and have it on stock.
It was so fun.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great time. So if you have a 6th to 12th grader, you are a 6th to 12th grader, we'd love for you to join Next tonight at 5 to 7. I believe it's 5 to 7, 5 to 8. We'll talk about it again.
Sounds about right. But Preston will tell us shortly.
82 and very blessed. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
That is very, very cool.
Yes, happy birthday, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, we are excited about Color Wars. And then, Drew, okay, give me back. We got time. I'm fine. We gotta talk about. He's skipping ahead here on the thing.
He's like, you're talking too long.
That's okay. We gotta cover a lot of ground here. We'll play some more in the other one. Connect Lunch happening September 15th. fplive.org/lunch is where you can go to register for that. This is a big deal because this is the entry point for people who are interested in serving at the church, who are interested in learning more about the church. Maybe you're new, maybe you're just interested in hey, what's this place all about? This is the time to do it. So we set up this lobby with tables and chairs and food, and it's a free lunch to get to connect with each other and connect with our staff. And it's a really big deal for us because we love to hear from people who are interested in things and interested in maybe serving on a team or interested in asking questions. This is the time to do it, and so we want to make sure that you guys know about it. September 15th, it happens right after the 11 o'clock service. So
it's a great opportunity to meet more people in the church.
Yes,
you know.
Yes, it is. And so if you're sitting there in the auditorium or at home right now, go to that link, register, sign up, and it's free. Also childcare. We have childcare for it, so if you're worried about your kids, we'll have childcare available, and they can hang back while you get a free lunch. So.
Yeah, so it's free. We just have to have a head count.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for volunteers and Kid Venture. So.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've gotten through the first half of the 15 before. Now we're on to our segment. We always do something fun, interesting, exciting.
And Drew's excited.
Drew's excited. Yes, we're back on track, Drew. I know. Drew's like, come on, keep it along. But today, we're doing the Back to School Olympics.
Okay.
So, first of all, Olympics just happened. Right?
And that was exciting.
Did you watch any of it?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched some clips.
Yeah, me too.
There were some exciting moments. USA always.
I know, they did great. Katie Ledecky, to me.
I cannot even understand. Can we just... Drew's gonna be mad that we're still stalling, but come on.
Insane. Like that
How did
picture where she wasn't even, nobody else was even in the frame of the photo. That was like.
And all the records that she had, it's literally like the top 20 are hers. I'm like,
I know.
Insane.
That was wild.
So Olympics just happened and back to school is happening.
Yes.
So let's smush them together, back to school Olympics. I've got some mini games, some different, what are they called? Events?
Okay.
What are they called in the Olympics? The Olympic event trial? I don't know. But I've got a few that we're going to play and just see how well we can do. And, this is a competition. I know you don't like competition, but... I
don't mind it. I just don't take it very seriously.
You're the exact opposite of Ashlyn.
Yeah.
Ashlyn's like, I need to win.
Right, no, I have
By the way, if Ashlyn's watching, I'm going to need a call out. Because I told her to watch. I wanted her to. My wife should be at home watching.
Of course.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So here we go.
You want her to watch me lose. I hear you.
The first challenge.
Okay.
We're starting off simple. So these are all games that you could play.
Play at school.
At school.
When your teacher is teaching.
Yes. Yeah, so you enjoy that.
I already know it.
So we are doing classic paper football first. I've got some other ones.
Okay.
So we'll see how long these go. If we need to move on,
we'll
move on.
I'm gonna tamp down the urge to throw that away.
That's so funny. Is this a common thing you have to deal with?
Oh, all of them. Yeah.
We should have done some spitballs or something. We could be shooting them at the screen, maybe target practice.
All kinds of,
Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's see how good we are.
Okay.
All right. So this is very simple. I'll go first.
Okay.
I mean, as far as
you're gonna be
I'll be the goal. I'll be the goal.
Yeah, the goal.
Okay?
Okay.
And, do you have to go on the table?
Oh, okay.
Put it on the table.
Like this?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Then it's like a real tea.
Ready? All right, ready, set. See, I'm like teaching when I do what's going on. So I'm not paying attention to the rules.
Because you're observant, right? And you see that it's about to happen.
Yeah, and I just walk by like
this. And then it's got a note.
And they're like, no, they don't write notes to each other. They text each other.
Oh, that's true.
Come on,
that's
these
true.
kids.
I'm so out of it.
They have it so easy.
Okay, here we go.
All right, ready, set.
Oh! Goodness gracious. Sorry about that.
I'm so sorry.
She was aiming for me. She was aiming for me.
I'm not very good at it. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Woo! Okay, we're right back to why you shouldn't play this in class. Okay?
This is why you shouldn't do that.
You just hit the poor girl over here that was actually paying attention.
Maybe we shouldn't be so close to the bathroom. We should have been in the area.
This is why you're in trouble. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right, ready?
You can't script this stuff.
No.
We've only got 45 seconds, I think.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. We got plenty of games in the second service. Drew's mad at me. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get a couple more in, because this is pitiful.
Okay.
Oh, that was in?
No, it like whizzed.
Oh, it looked like it went straight in. Okay, one more.
Really
let's see if we can do one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this way.
If we can get a goal, we'll feel good about ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That was so close.
That was very close. 10 seconds left, I believe, or I don't know if my camera's...
I don't know if it's 10 seconds or if it's a minute and 10 seconds.
Man, we are really rusty here.
Oh, no, it's 8:59 and a half.
So we should be done now.
It should be done.
I think we're off. Let's double check.
I don't know.
Let's double check. We're not off. We're still on. I'm looking at myself.
Okay, we're good? No? All right.
I think I messed up the time. Oh, it's at 30 seconds, Lauren.
Oh.
30 seconds. Okay, try one more.
Here. Oh, Carla, this was dangerous. You're right. Okay.
I know, it's dangerous. Could have poked someone's eye out.
I was trying to give it less heat.
10 seconds left. Now we're really going out.
Okay.
Love you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
See ya. Oh, Lord help.
Good morning. Welcome to Forest Park Church. Please stand with us as we prepare to sing. We know there are a lot of places you could be today, and we are excited that you are with us. The weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper. When the darkness falls, it won't prevail. 'Cause the God I serve knows only how to triumph, and my God will never fail.
God, we are so thankful for this beautiful day. amazing thing about you is we don't have to come to church to experience your presence. We can experience it every day, no matter where we are. God, I pray for every person in this room, God, that you would ignite a fire in their souls. God, that you would help them to remember how passionate that they felt for you when they first met you. The excitement and the joy that it brings to receive forgiveness from you. God, because when we experience that joy and that excitement, we know that it is well with our souls. We know that you have us. We know that you are watching over us. We know that we can trust you for every single thing in our lives, every single person. So God, I pray for every person in here that you would speak to them this morning, that you would whisper in their ear those words, God, that they need to hear from you. God, whether it just be that you are here with them or that they have whatever the issue may be, that they've got it, you've got it, that they are taken care of. We love you, we worship you, we thank you for this day. In your name we pray, amen. Thank you for worshiping with us. You may be seated.
Again, we welcome you to Forest Park today. We are so excited that you have chosen to be with us on this beautiful Sunday morning. I get the opportunity to talk with you about some of the things that are happening at Forest Park and just invite you in the next part of worship, in worship and giving. My name is Lana, and I am so happy to be here with you today. That song, It Is Well. It is well with my soul. That old hymn was written by a man that was looking across an ocean of water as he had just buried the majority of his children and his wife. And he just began to think about the goodness of God in the midst of that desperation. And we know there are those of you here today that you may want to be anywhere else but here, but we have to believe that there's a reason you've walked in these doors today and that you will find that peace to say it is well with your soul. And if our First Impressions team would come forward now, and I'm going to let you guys just start passing the offering. Pass the buckets if you came prepared to drop something in today. But there are 3 ways that we give here at Forest Park. In person, just like you're doing now. But you can also give online. If you are watching us online, as so many of you are, you can go to fplive.org/give and just make that worship and giving a part of your day-to-day life. Or you can text to that number, give, and then there'll be a prompt that comes across to help you. So whatever your media choice is, we have got it where it can work for you. I want to call attention to these folks that are actually passing those baskets today. They are a part of our First Impressions team here at Forest Park. And that team is one of the most important teams that is here on our campus, because they are the first face that our families see when they pull into the parking lot, when they walk in those front doors, when they come in and open the doors to say, welcome you in. And if you are a part of that team, just know that you make Forest Park what it is. You make Forest Park a welcoming place for people to call home every single week. And we are always looking for people to join that team. You may feel as if you can't get up and play an instrument like these talented musicians, or you might not feel like that you're really great with caring for kids back in the back, but everybody has the ability to open up a door and just point somebody in the way to go. And so we need lots of people to be on that team. And so if you don't have a place that you're serving here at Forest Park, I want you to type in fplive.org/serve. And you type that in your phone, you'll fill out a document there, just a couple of lines, and somebody will get with you to pull you on that team. Because First Impressions is an important place for you to find a place to welcome someone else in just like you felt the first time you came in. I always say that people decide whether or not they're going to come back to any business, any church, any school, any restaurant within the first 2 minutes. If it's difficult to connect, they'll never come back. But when somebody's there to welcome and say, I'm glad you made the choice to be here today, it totally changes the environment. So if you serve on that team, thank you. And if not, I'm expecting to see those messages today. All right? Sky's going to bring the next part of the series, the message. Again, welcome to Forest Park. We hope you will find a home with us. Have a wonderful day.
Bit of a shaky start to the school year.
Well, I don't think anybody expected us to dominate day one, but getting a call from the school, a bit unexpected.
First day picture, was it taken?
Technically, yes, but we're going to run it again this weekend and hopefully forget it was a reenactment.
Can you comment on the holding call at the start?
Yeah, the goodbye hug lingered, which set us back emotionally.
Light up high tops certainly drew some attention.
I guess. Would have been nice to know about finger painting on day one.
Have you figured out how to log into the school website?
No, I.
Good morning, everyone. Great to have you today. So glad you are here. February 1st, 1994, it was a Tuesday. When my eyes opened, I knew nothing in my life would ever be the same. 2 days earlier, Sunday morning, Lana and I were home getting ready for church. Lana said, my water just broke. And off to the hospital we went. Nerves and worry shot through my body. I had no idea what I was doing, but it didn't matter. I was doing it. Hours of intense labor and complications followed, and then Lana and I welcomed our firstborn, Evan, into this world. It was a miracle. It was a whirlwind. I felt unprepared. I thought, how unfair for this little boy to be utterly dependent on me. I don't know what I'm doing. What if I mess up? What if I can't see his needs in time to meet those needs? 36 hours earlier, I was a kid, and now a man, and I had better get it together. Parenting is challenging, isn't it? Yeah. And overwhelming, and scary, and unpredictable, and permanent. You can't take your kids back if they have a cowlick on the side of their head. You can't get a refund if they talk funny or won't eat more than one food item. It's 24/7, 365 days. You never cease being a parent. Mornings, afternoons, evenings, Friday nights, Sunday afternoons, doesn't matter. You're a parent. And each kid's different. You realize this when your precious little girl goes to preschool and it's her that sticks a cheese doodle up the nose of another kid, you know? And every stage is a new challenge with new problems requiring new solutions. When you get into the elementary years and you feel like, you know what, I think I got the elementary years down. Here comes middle school. And your kid disappears. You swear a spaceship landed in your backyard when you were not looking, swooped up his mind, or she is deeply, deeply depressed and you can't figure out why, and you're like, I know she's only 13, but little Xanax and her Lucky Charms probably won't hurt much. Then, when you take the time to think it through, it's quite serious, actually. They're inheriting a future where we've never been before, our kids. Problems no one has seen. New leaders who are trying to lead this new world filled with new problems we've never seen before. And the speed of change, wow. And the competition. Used to be only your little town. Now our kids are competing on the world stage. It's a lot of pressure on children. And to complicate things more, we are slowly becoming less relevant and less necessary in their lives. That's not negative, that's just the evolution of life. And all of this occurs faster than you can imagine. Are you ready for an eye-opening statistic? Take a look at this Help me make that work back there, Jay. Take a look at this pie chart right here. This represents time with children, all right? This is all the time parents will spend with their kids throughout their lives, all right? 93%, you know what that means? That is, of all the time you will spend with kids, that's how much you will spend with them by the time they turn 18. You will have spent 93% of the time that you will always spend with your kids until they pass by the time they hit 18. Ready for this? Let me turn the knife a little further. 75%, you know what that represents? You will have spent 75% of all the time you will ever spend with your child by the time they turn 10. It goes very, very quickly. Now, here's my goal today, okay? Only one message on parenting, and I want to encourage a few parents in our room and a few parents watching online today, because I know a few of you are frustrated right now. There's not enough hours in the day. You're carting around your kids. You're picking cereal out of their hair and gum out of the carpet and hiding the scissors and the cookies. Or they are older and you're concerned over their academics. Maybe there are some learning disabilities and you're not sure what to do about it. You wonder how in the world you're going to pay for the car when they finally pick it out. And you're concerned over dating and sex and their choice of friends and, on and on. And maybe, just maybe, there are a few challenging behavioral issues that you need to confront. How many of you did a few things when you got in trouble when you were kids? Anybody in here? Okay. How many of you would be embarrassed if the rest of us knew a few of those things? Okay. Overall, I was a pretty good kid. I didn't get into much trouble. Came home on time, had a job during high school, went to church every Sunday, except for a few things. A friend owned a BB gun. It was an old gun, not a lot of power. You could kind of see the BB come out, if you put it up in the air and shot it. It wasn't too strong. So I decided that I would see what would happen if I shot my friend with the gun. And I did, several times. And I thought it was funny. Well, he didn't, and neither did his mother. She called the police. The officers sided with the mother and her son. Go figure, they were unable to see the humor in it as well. The officers proceeded to show up at my house at 11 p.m. that evening, waking our family up. Like the police and my friend and his parents, my parents were also unable to find the humor in the moment. Let's just say I didn't go anywhere for a while. I'm unsure why I thought shooting my friend with his own BB gun was a good idea. Repressed aggression maybe, I don't know. I don't have time to tell you all the other things I did and trouble I almost got into at 13, 14, 15, and beyond. From failing multiple classes to being in a truck driving 100 miles an hour down a country road at midnight with a friend who was way too high to be driving, going too far with girls, bullying kids, getting kicked out of the church choir for goofing off too much in class and getting kicked out of class multiple times, again and again. So some of us parents, we're simply tired right now. We're frustrated with what our kids might be doing, or you're anticipating a very stressful future ahead. We are parenting a kid or kids who are difficult, and you wonder, do you have what it takes? You feel discouraged, at times defeated, and you think, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Or maybe my daughter would do better with a different parent. Or maybe you're doing great and you're just simply exhausted right now, just because of all the stuff you have to do. I get it. I worried through many of those same questions when my kids were at home. I can't tell you how many times Lana and I were drained and we were wondering how long does the season last, only to realize the season doesn't end, it just changes. I also wondered if I would transfer my childhood wounds and pain to Evan, Ashlyn, and Cameron. I feared that they would see life and they would see people and they would see God in some ways the way I did, because I was cynical and negative and often depressed, and I didn't want to transfer that to my kids. I was confident in Lana's ability, but nervous about my own inabilities. Can't count how many days I felt like an imposter. What am I doing being a dad? I don't even know what a dad is supposed to do. I don't even know what a dad is supposed to be like. I didn't have a strong father in my life to emulate. I didn't have a grandfather, nor an older brother, nor an uncle I was close to. I simply didn't know what I was doing. For me, being a dad was foreign, and that's what I was. So here's where I want to go today, okay? I want to encourage those of you who feel overwhelmed right now. You feel like an imposter. You feel frustrated. And here's how I want to do it. A few years ago, I read a book by Dr. Tim Kimmel called Grace-Based Parenting. I've recommended it to a lot of parents throughout the years. If you've been here for a number of years, I've quoted it before. I've talked about it before. And a few of you have probably read it. And in his book, he presents 3 fundamental inner needs of all children. Now, we parents rarely have to struggle to meet the exterior needs of our kids: food, water, shelter, clothes, transportation. We in the U.S. have all those needs covered over multiple times. But the water gets murky when it comes to knowing and meeting the interior needs of our kids. So today, I'm going to summarize those 3 needs for you and encourage you to remember this. You might not be the best parent who's ever walked this earth, okay? In fact, you might not be able to give your kids the biggest and best, the latest and greatest. No doubt you've made a few mistakes as a parent. You might have even really messed up the whole parenting game with your first kid. But if you meet the 3 fundamental inner needs of your kids, they'll succeed, and you will succeed as a parent. Now, why is that encouraging? Because meeting these needs that we're going to talk about today does not require a lot of money, doesn't require a high education, doesn't require special personalities. Every parent can meet these needs. Every single parent. Wealthy parents, poor parents, extroverted parents, introverted parents, single moms, divorced dads, high school diploma, PhD, it doesn't matter. And to those of you who think, well, my kid's a teenager now or a young adult. In fact, my kids are married with kids of their own. I mean, it's kind of late for me, isn't it, Scott? No, it's not. No, it's not. Start where you are. Start now. If you missed it with your kids, you got another opportunity with your grandkids. You say, well, my grandkids live far, far away. Well, we've got folks right here in this church that need help, that need grandparents to come alongside, parents to come along, mentors, leaders, on and on. So don't think it's too late and you missed your opportunity. Dr. Kimmel outlines these 3 needs and spends chapters expounding on why these needs are important and how to meet them. So here's the way he outlines these needs. Let me just kind of begin with what he says. He says, all children are born with a need to love and to be loved, a need to live lives of meaning, and a need to believe tomorrow is worth getting up for. Basically, they need security, significance, and strength. Now let's talk about each of these and how to meet them, okay? The first one is the need for security is met through love. 1 John 4, 7, 8, 9. Beloved, let us love one another because love is from God. Everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, for God is love. God's love was revealed among us, revealed. Christ, he came and revealed God's love. In this way, God sent his only son into the world so that we might live through him. You and I are made in the image and likeness of God, and we have an infinite capacity for love. An infinite capacity. Let me show you what I mean. If you have one child, you cannot imagine loving another human being as much as you do your first child until you have a second child. And you are certain there is no more room in your heart. There is no more room for you to love any other human being on the face of this planet now or forever. You can't, you're full, you're running over with love until you have your third child. My grandmother had 9 children. She told me she loved each one as much as she did the others, and then I came along as her grandson and blew her mind. Her love for me overshadowed all the rest. We have an infinite capacity for love. It never stops. It continues to grow. It continues to expand. You and I can love more and more and more and more. However, loving your children and loving your children in a way that develops a secure love within them are two different realities. In other words, you may love your child, and I'm sure you do, and even do things to show you love your child, and yet your child not experience security, a secure love. And let me pause and remind we parents of something essential. And you're going to hear me hit this over and over and over again today. It is not our job to raise children. So that sounds kind of odd. I mean, you're teaching us parenting skills here. You're talking about parenting. It's not our job to raise children. That is something we do within our job, but that's not our job. Our job is not to raise children. Our children are only children for a short amount of time. Remember, 75% of all the time you will ever spend with your child from the time they're born until the time you pass or they pass, 75% of all the time you will ever spend with your kids happens before their 10th birthday. 93% is over when they're 18. All right? Goes quick. It's not our job to raise children. It's our job to raise adults. And there's a big difference. So everything we do should be preparing them for not childhood, adulthood. If they live to 88, which is certainly possible in our world, our life expectancy is growing and growing. So if they live to 88, and I just picked that out because it's a little easier, but around that time, 18 years at home, if they leave at 18, 19, that's 70 years on their own. And many of those years will be without you. So what you do in 18 years goes a long way to prepare them for the 70 additional years they will live outside of your home. So how do we make sure they experience secure love and are ready for life out there? Well, let's define secure love. Secure love is a steady and sure love written on the soul of your child. It's security. I love this line. It's security tattooed on a child's heart. It is the love your kids will default to when their hearts are broken. It's the kind of love our kids will carry with them into battle when their souls are under attack. And you know as well as I do, life will attack our kids. Disappointment and heartache will come their way. Their faith will be tested. Their character will be put on display. And it is in those times that our kids are going to need secure love. A love that they can fall back on, a love that they can rest on, a love that they know that no matter what's going on around them, what's falling around them, they can find that nest, they can find that safety, they can find that place. And if we build within them secure love, they will call us, they will email us, they will text us. Why? Because they know that it doesn't matter what is happening on the outside or even on the inside. It makes no difference if they have screwed everything up. Your love for them doesn't change. It doesn't falter. And if everyone else walks away and they are left utterly alone, they are still secure in your love. Secure love. And here's the challenge. We won't always be present for our kids. There will come a day when we are no longer in their lives. And they will remember our love, yes, and those memories will encourage them, but we will not be there to physically wrap our arms around them and hold them and comfort them and deal with the monsters under their beds. So what do we do to prepare them? Well, we love our kids liberally, passionately, and no strings attached. That's how we build it. Which means, and I want you to hear me very, very well, and some of you will think, well, I would never do that. You'd be surprised at how many parents struggle with this. But never, ever, ever make your children feel as if they must compete for your love. Never make your kids feel that they're in competition with your love. So make sure that you're not more excited to see your dog than your kids. Make sure that you don't give your best and brightest and most creativity and most energy and most of your heart to making more money than to making them into adults. Never, ever, ever make your kids feel that they are in competition for your love. They should never have to earn it. They should never have to work for it. They should never have to impress you to get your love. Well, how do we do that? Well, obviously, this is just one message, and we're just giving a summary. But one is that you pour acceptance on them. Pour it on them until it overflows. That it fills them up and overflows and bubbles all around them. Pour acceptance on them. I don't mean, now listen to me very carefully, I don't mean accept every decision or behavior, all right? There are some decisions and behaviors loving parents can and must reject. So when we say pour acceptance on them, we're not saying no matter what it is they go out and do, no matter how many, whatever decisions they make, no matter what we always just accept. No, there are sometimes you can reject certain behaviors. You can say this is wrong. From my perspective, this is not healthy for you. It's not good for you. It's not right for you. I'm your mom. I'm your dad. You can say those things and still accept them. But it means that we go out of our way to accept the unique qualities that make up our children. Physical features, emotional qualities, artistic expressions, communication abilities, spiritual questions. Here's the key. Consistently communicate acceptance for the uniqueness of your child. Why? Because our children learn, listen very carefully, our children learn the acceptance of God from us. How they see God, how they understand his love, how they interact with him, the value of confession, repentance, the value of prayer, the value of discipline, the value of all those things often depends on how we interact with our kids. Their first understanding of God is you. And when that is broken, when that relationship is broken, it is difficult for them eventually in life to repair and understand the acceptance that God has for us if their mom and dad did not accept them. So if your son would rather play the flute than football, accept him and celebrate his uniqueness. If your daughter would rather hunt than participate in dance recitals, accept her and celebrate her uniqueness. What does it matter if your kids are a little bit more energetic than the well-mannered kids at the table next to you at Chick-fil-A? Who cares? They're probably brats at home. They're fun at Chick-fil-A, right? What if your son cries at movies? So what if your daughter gains a few pounds? Love your kids by accepting their uniqueness. Number two is pour affection on them, not just acceptance, but affection. I love this quote from the book, The Connected Child. I love this quote. God has hardwired our skin to our souls. Somehow he saw fit to configure our outer covering to be one of the greatest tools for transferring a sense of secure love. The outside, the skin, the body. We are designed to respond to affection, and our children are especially responsive to our tender touch. You know what that means? Hug your kids. Kiss your kids. Pour affection on your kids. When they're little, give them as much lap time as possible. Go into their room at night, remind them of how much they are loved. Kiss them goodnight, pray with them, secure them, secure them, secure them, secure them over and over and over again. Look at what Jesus did recorded in Mark 9. It says, taking a child, he set him before them and said, taking him in his arms, he said to them, whoever receives one child like this in my name receives me. If you follow the life of Jesus and watch the mannerisms of Jesus and the behavior of Jesus, Jesus understood the power of affection. Jesus had no problem touching people. He had no problem hugging people. He had no problem kissing people. Now, please don't take that too far, okay? That was a cultural acceptance thing then too. Don't walk up to somebody and kiss them and say, Scott said to pour out affection on your kids, on your kids, on your kids. That's what I'm talking about. Follow Jesus. He washed dirty feet. He touched them. He rubbed his saliva on one man's eyes. It's pretty close. He allowed one of his disciples, John, to lean on his chest during one conversation. That's pretty intimate. He shared his food and drink with his disciples. He touched sick people. The power of affection. Every single day, pour acceptance and pour affection onto your kids as much as possible. The need for significance, number 2, is met through purpose. Folks, there is a deep longing in the heart of every child to make a difference. I think, I believe that is hardwired in there by God himself. There's a desire in every soul to make a difference in this world, to actually leave the world a little different, a little better than we found it. They are hardwired by God to want to do more with their lives than just take up space. They were not born to be common and just blend in with the crowd. And kids naturally thrive in environments encouraging growth and excellence. I want you to look at this passage from Hebrews 10. Therefore, when Christ came into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but a body you prepared for me. With burnt offerings and sin offerings, you were not pleased. Very interesting. We talked about that before. But with burnt offerings and sin offerings, you were not pleased. Then I said, here I am. It is written about me in the scroll. I have come to do your will, my God. In other words, I am the one to do your will. I'm here for a purpose, to complete the will, to complete the calling, to complete what it is that you've asked me to do. We as parents must see ourselves as here to help do the will of God, raising, training, developing adults. And our kids need to feel and find and experience that same kind of desire to do something different, to make a difference in this world. And it's our job to help connect their passion to something that's purposeful in this world. So what if we don't? What if we as parents fail to accept our responsibility? We just let our kid drift in a direction he or she wants to drift because they want, kids or have seasons in their life where they don't want to do a whole lot. What if you just take your hands off the wheel and let them drift wherever they want to go, do whatever they want to do? What happens if we do that? It doesn't mean that our kids will necessarily end up living useless and unproductive lives. Yet, very important, what often happens is kids become adults who enter the world with an I don't have anything significant to offer view of themselves. If we don't help our children find the purpose and connect them with that purpose, that's our job. We're raising adults, not just kids. If we don't help navigate that for them and help connect them to some kind of purpose in this world, they often become adults who just float and feel as if they offer nothing of significance to the world. Kids without a developed sense of purpose doubt whether they'll ever make a difference. They don't believe they will ever leave their mark in this world. And this might come across a little insensitive, but I think it's one of the reasons so many kids, and I see this over and over and over and over again, so many kids have bought into the idea that they just want to grow up and be like a social media influencer or a gamer or just float in life. Yes, of course, that's what they see around them. Yes, we tend to repeat what gets rewarded. Yes, we all had our own desires when we were kids because we saw different things. Yes, but I also think it goes deeper in our culture. They simply don't think they have a lot to offer. So sometimes they don't have this aspiration to do something great. I'll never be anything great anyway. I don't really have anything to offer. So I'll just try my best to make a whole lot of money doing as little as I possibly can because I really don't make a big difference in this world. Few of our kids today are challenged to be anything other than what they see around them. And what do they see around them? With the hours and hours and hours they spend on the screen, what do they see? They see 25-year-old millionaires. They see people who sit and play games all day and make tons of money, so that's what I'll do. It's not that there's something wrong with it. We all had those weird desires when we were kids. I'm just saying that it's part of our job as parents to help say, hey, that's a cool thing, but you know what? I think there's more for you than that. I think there's greater things for your life than just that. And when your purpose is gone, so is your motivation. So is your effort. Why work? Why try? Which means when kids feel as if he or she has no purpose, the potential within them rots. We have no idea how many fascinating, innovative, profound people in our world has been missed. Missed. We don't have them. Why? Because genius-level kids, artistically gifted children, life-altering minds were never provided an opportunity to thrive. They were never challenged to be something great. They were told, take the easy path, take the simple path. And therefore they do. We have a tendency to take the path of least resistance. And if we parents provide a path of easy resistance, it's almost like greasing that path. It's just as easy to slide on it. The problem is it feels good when you're 16, feels pretty miserable when you're 46 doing nothing. So it's our job to raise adults, not just kids. Number 3, the need for strength is met through hope. Hope is oxygen for the soul. Take hope away, and everything worth anything is gone. And the plague of today's children is a sense of hopelessness. Oh, I see it. Why? Our kids have watched parents, government officials, politicians, religious leaders compromise everything. They have watched it at every level. Compromise everything. Fight and argue and tear each other apart. Our kids watch a politician enter a race, and every single thing that politician has ever done in his or her life, the most dirty thing, the most embarrassing thing, the most humiliating thing is dug up from high school, college, smeared all over the place, tear each other apart. This side tells this side that you're horrible. This side tells that side you're horrible. Everywhere they turn, it's you can't trust pastors, you can't trust coaches, you can't trust, and every image of dads are lazy and you know, constantly, all they see is who do you trust? Who do you believe? Everybody's corrupt, everybody's lying, everybody just wants for themselves, everybody just wants money, everybody is cheating on everybody else. Who can you trust? Hope is eroding away in a lot of our lives, the lives of our kids. And what makes this so serious is both security, the first one, and significance rest on hope. Remove hope, and both security and significance crumble. Another sad reality of our modern world is there's little hope for the future. Low-paying jobs, politicians fighting, corruption everywhere. It robs our kids of hope. So our kids need hope to thrive. Guess what? They're not going to get it watching TV. They're not going to get it on TikTok. They're not going to get it on social media platforms. They're not going to get most of it at school. They're not going to get it in a lot of environments. Guess where they better get it? At home. I have the job, the responsibility to inspire our kids and to bring hope to them, to sort through the maze of the mess they see on TV and in churches and on, and try to salvage hope for our kids. Our kids need strong hope to thrive. Hope that there are honest people in the world. Show them honest people in the world. Provide heroes for them. They're not going to just go find them. There's almost no heroes left. I don't even want to get off on this. We'll be here all day. I think that's one of the reasons why the Marvel movies were so popular. Yes, they had a lot of explosions, and yes, they were cool, and yes, all this stuff, but also there's a desire in everyone to believe that there's people out there who can actually help us. We're not going to take another offering. None of this was in my notes. This is all free stuff. Just take it and use it. Hope that there are loving people in this world. Show them that. Hope that their needs will be met. Hope that if one works hard, there's actually rewards that come their way. Show them that. Hope that there is good in this world and that good is worth pursuing. Hope that living a good life is better than living a bad life. Show them that. Show them that honesty overall pays off. Show them that faithfulness is a good thing. Show them that repentance is a wonderful thing, that confessing the truth about who you are. Teach them what it means to work hard, to save, and to buy something because you worked hard and saved. These are values that we, as responsible adults, are trying to raise responsible adults. They need that hope. They need to believe that again. Hope is a necessity. They cannot be healthy without it. They cannot be productive without it. They cannot live without it. So how do we build hope within our kids? Very quick. 2 significant periods, 2 important periods in their life. Number 1 is during their helpless years, because there are years that our kids are basically helpless. At every stage of childhood, there are many moments when children have little to no power to deal with situations, from feeding themselves, to changing their diapers, to being taken to school, picked up from school, getting into college. They need help. And in those moments, they need mothers and fathers, people who come alongside them and watch them and help get them to the next level and take them where they need to go and get them out of difficult situations. They're helpless. Mom and dad are constructing hope within their kids by coming through for them over and over and over and over again. It builds security. It builds a sense of hope. It builds that there are good people in this world, which adds some dimension to a few of the stories about the life of Jesus. John 6:35, it says, Jesus declared, I am the bread of life, sustenance of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, meeting the needs of people, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. He talks about himself as being the bread, of being food, of being water, meeting the basic needs in the lives of people. When Jesus encounters a helpless woman at the well, Jesus answered, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him and he would have given you living water. Again, meeting the very needs of her soul. Jesus is water personified, if you will. When he feeds the 5,000, look at the generosity of Jesus. Jesus then took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed to those who were seated as much as they wanted. It's okay to ask for seconds, right? As much as they wanted, he gave it to them. He did the same with the fish. When they had enough to eat, he said to the disciples, gather the pieces that are left over, but nothing be wasted. Jesus doesn't waste what's broken. He doesn't waste what's left over. He makes use of it all. So you can trust me, I will meet your needs. You can trust me, I will meet your needs. That's what Jesus said over and over. But we also know that Jesus left. So during the helpless years of the disciples, he met and sustained them in every possible way. Then he left and turned it over to them. That's what we parents do. We leave eventually. They leave eventually. Some of you are like, I wish they would leave. So not only during their helpless years, but during their productive years. Often we parents fail to give up control when it's time to, when it's needed. And if we're not careful, we can damage their hope because they grow dependent on us rather than dependent on their own good judgment and what they've learned, and dependent on God's Spirit to guide them, and dependent on their friends, and dependent on the network that they've created around them. That's what got you to where you are in many ways. You had to get out and figure it out. You had to get out and learn. You had to get out and make some mistakes. They do too. So there's helpless years, but there's also productive years that we can help them and guide them. Last verse of scripture today, and we're going to close. Ephesians 4, 13, 14, 15. Listen to what Paul says. We're going to do all that we do. We're going to teach you. We're going to lead you. We're going to help you. We're going to keep teaching the gospel. We're going to keep bringing truth to you until there comes an until moment. Until all of us come to the unity of the faith and the knowledge of the Son of God, to maturity, to the measure of the full stature of Christ. In other words, there is a goal here. The goal is to get you to the place you stand on your own. To get you to the place where you can now lead. You can now walk on your own. You're no longer helpless. Watch this. We must no longer be children. What's a child? What's it like to be a child? What's it like to be a child in the faith? What's it like to be an immature person? What's it like to be an immature Christian? Here it is. You're tossed to and fro and blown about by every wind of doctrine, by people's trickery, by their craftiness and deceitful scheming. You're helpless. You're not able to stand on your own. But we're going to keep teaching, and we're going to keep preaching, and we're going to keep discipling, and we're going to keep doing what we do until you get to the place you can stand on your own. Until then, speaking the truth in love, we must grow up. We got to grow up. Can't stay babies all the time. We got to grow up in every way into him who is the head, into Christ. That's the goal, folks. Remember, we are not raising children. We are raising adults. Mature, strong, independent, competent, healthy, spiritual men, women. So look until you find ways to release your kids from your control. Turn over responsibilities to them little by little. Have it your goal to make them less dependent on you this month than they were last month, eventually needing you less and less. Remember, you're raising adults. Are they more adult-like this year than last year? They should be. You're passing on to them what they need to become secure. You're passing on to them what they need to become significant. You're passing on to them what they need to become strong. Your kids will make mistakes. They will blow it. They will screw up. They will do things that break your heart, dash your dreams, shoot kids with BB guns. They will do it. But we are called to respond, not react. Respond with grace, with kindness, with patience, with instruction, with love, with purpose, with hope. So build within your kids a sense of security, significance, and strength. Let's pray. Father, we have parents at all stages in this room, people watching online who have little kids, who have kids recently born, just babies. We have other parents who have taken their children to college, dropped them off this year for the first time, others who have recently been married. We have grandparents in the room with multiple grandchildren. They're at all different places, all different stages. Father, I wish that on that Monday afternoon when Evan was born, that I would have had someone set me down and share some of these things with me. I was scared, nervous. I didn't think I had what it took. And I didn't. I had to learn. Father, I pray that we can learn what it means to be parents that have security as a goal and significance as a goal and strength as a goal, and raise our kids to become productive adults filled with hope and filled with purpose and filled with a sense of security so they can go and do and be what they've been designed to be and called to be We need millions of purpose-filled, strong, significance-minded adults in this nation, around this world. Help us raise them up. In Jesus' name, amen.
Such an excellent message. I always think about the quote regarding parenting and raising kids, that it is easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. And so when we do the work at the front part, we're still going to have some struggle and still need to be repaired in so many areas. But when we give our kids the foundation, it is much easier. So I thank you for joining us today. There's quite a few things happening this week at Forest Park. And as they scroll through the screen, we can share some of those with you. If this is your first time with us at Forest Park, we want to say thank you for coming. And if you'll stop by our New Here desk when you're walking out today, that team will have something for you, just a special gift to say thank you for coming to be with us. Tonight is a really special event for all students, grades 6 through 12, and that's all of our students. And maybe you've got friends, they've never been here before. This is going to be a great thing to invite them to. It begins at 5 o'clock through 8 o'clock, our Color Wars. It's a wonderful time to connect. It's a great thing for kids to do. I mean, it's so much fun. We have volunteers here that will totally invest in your students, and it gives them just another safe place to fall as a student, another place for someone to care about them. Also, beginning Wednesday, September 4th, we have a brand new group that's going to be happening called Bible Blueprint. It's a 6-week class just sharing about ways to study the Bible, the things that about the Bible that makes it so intimidating. And that's going to be a wonderful thing that Preston's going to be leading. And we just need for you to put that on your radar, message us, and if you're interested in doing that, we would love to have you. And lastly, if you're new or newer to Forest Park, we would love to invite you to come for our Connect Lunch. This is something where we're going to feed you, which is always great. If you feed them, they will come. So we're believing that you will. And it's going to be September 15th after our second service, after our 11 o'clock service. We have kids, people to be with your kids if we know that they're coming. And so, but we just want to register so we have enough food for everybody. Again, thank you for being with us today. We hope you have a wonderful Sunday and a great first week. Have a wonderful time.